Hi everyone, Nikki here, Smurfy161. I'm here with another stash busting video. I think it's week 22. And I've also put the timer on my phone because then it saves me keep standing up and seeing how much time I've got left on the camera. So if that beeps, then we're near the end. So, change of plan. I was going to use something I've already prepped, but then a few days ago I was we're going through my Hunky Dory magazine, which has different cards you can make with those sets I showed. So I had a look at that and I couldn't make their version of cards. I haven't got any acetate and I really can't justify buying a load more craft stuff. I mean, I have got a tiny haul video that I'll be doing later on, but it was really tiny. It was only like £4, so I can get away with that in my mind. So I've got one of the kits, one of the sheets out from the Hunky Dory order I did, and it's from the Cuddly Christmas set. And I thought for something a bit different to start. Normally I do, like, you know, your ordinary card folded in half, but I thought I'd do a Z card. So in case nobody's ever made one, you get your card and fold it in half like normal, and fold the front back on itself like you would for a normal Z card. And then I've cut a strip, which is the whole length of my card, which is 10 centimetres. Let me just check. Oops. Oh, that's weird. No, it's 10 inches, sorry. So it's 10 inches long. So you need to cut your bit 10 inches long, fold in half. I mean, you can use a score and cut it all to size, but I don't really like measuring. So yeah, fold it in half, then get the other side, get one of the sides, fold it in half again so it goes like that. So I'll just put that to one side. I'm going to put my sentiment on the back of the card. So let me just get that, because they all came with the sentiment sheets that I showed. So if you haven't seen that haul, go and have a look, because it is a really nice bumper kit. It's not the cheapest of kits, I will admit that, but I had some, I had a money off voucher and I'd saved up for it because I haven't brought this. They do a different bumper kit every year and I love it, and I missed out last year for one reason or another, so this year I was determined to save up so I could get it. So I'd gradually been putting a little bit of money away. So that's the insert on the back of the card, and both sheets come with 2 card sheets, like, you know, your backing paper, but it is actually thick card, as you can hear. You could fold it in half and use it as your card blank, but I'm trying to get like my money's worth out of it, because each kit says it can make 20 cards, and I'm trying to at least get 30 cards out plus a couple of tags. So I'm really trying to make my things stretch. Oh, I can't remember, did I have that as that bit? Do you know what, I've forgotten what I planned in my head. So yeah, so I've got my bigger bit of mirroring, then that just a smidgen smaller. So it's all in frame, so that's a good thing. Let's just put that down a bit there. And I'm going to partly peel my tape off, because I might have mentioned it in another video, I can't remember now. It was a tip that I used to do quite often when I first got into card making, but it's really handy if you just pull your tape just a little bit back. I might be teaching some of you how to suck eggs, but if you're new, it's quite handy. So it just gives you that bit of wiggle room. So if you're not quite straight, you can still move it because you've only got a little bit of sticky down. So like that I'm not fully happy with, but because it's only a tiny bit, I can lift it off, unstuck, and get it where I want it. That's better. So, and then you just pull the, should all come off, but if it doesn't, you can, yeah, lift it up and get the other bit. Normally it will pull off all in one go, but because I'm on camera, it's not going to, is it? So then there's that bit. Then I need the mat for that. So yet again, just peel a bit off. So I normally peel a bit off one way on the light bottom bit. So if I come up, so a bit like that way and a bit that way. I'm trying to decide what way these go, but I think they're upside down and all over the place anyway. Ah, that's better. My socks are up the right way. So that just on top of my Miri, which is from Hunky Dory as well, because I bought the 50, was that 100 shades? No, 50 shades of Miri. But I got the dark set because they didn't have the lighter set, but it's still lovely. So then I've got my 2 mats here to cover up those bits. Sometimes I forget this tip, and I actually think I really am going to get in the habit of doing it every time, because it does make things so much easier to line up and move if you haven't got it quite where you want it. So sometimes it's actually like listening to your own advice. So what have I been up to? I haven't, oh great, oh that bit's gone. I haven't really been up to very much really. We've just had like lots of doctor's appointments, or I've been crafting, so and resting. Yeah, so I really haven't got that much to say. We did have a nice weekend just gone, because I had to stay with Mum and Dad again because my blood was a bit funny, so we had to go back to Salisbury Hospital and have my blood test. So I'm waiting for that to come through. So I presume it's okay because they haven't phoned me. And so that's why I stayed with them. So on the Saturday, Mum picked me up late morning, and I called in to see my grandpa because I haven't seen him for a bit. And his brother was there, so my great uncle, so it was really nice to catch up and have a chat with them. But it is so funny because neither, oh no, that's not right, neither of them can hear very well, so it is quite funny. You have to repeat yourself, or you can have just the most funniest conversation, because one bit's only heard, one of them's only heard that bit, and so it can be quite amusing. And then on the Sunday, my dad's aunties came, so my great aunties, and we had a real, so before I carry on, I'll go on to this bit. So I had a lovely time with them. We had just like your afternoon tea and stuff like that, so it's really nice. And it was a lovely day, so we were going to sit outside, but bless them, once they'd sat down in the lounge, they didn't feel like getting up again. So yeah, we did that, played with Lexi a bit. So yeah, it was just a nice family weekend. And then Monday was my blood test. Had my second to last visit with my counsellor, so things are going okay there. Yeah, so it's just, that was about it really. So I haven't really been up to much since last time really. And today I just wanted to come on and do some cards and just unwind a bit, because I've got one of my stupid sinus headaches. So with this, once you've got it like that, let me just check that I am showing it. Okay, your Z. The mistake I made on one of my cards, you don't want to put, so don't do this, sorry I sound really bossy, so don't put that bit there, because in fact you actually put the longer bit of your fold onto this bit here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of tape, not actually on that foldy bit, but actually on here, so a little bit there. Line that up as best I can, and then you get this bit here, and just put a little bit of tape just on here, so that goes on there, and then when you come to fold your card, it goes like that. So yeah, I'm just going to put only a little bit on the bit you need to put there, so a bit there. I took a bit too much off, so it's good. No, let's just stick that there. So this is where you need to put those folds. I'm hoping you're seeing this okay, but I thought I'd just come on and do a different fold of card. I know I've done like your rocker cards and stuff like that, but I just thought I'd come on and do a different fold. A friend of mine showed me this, so I'm really grateful. So then get the edge of, let me bring it up a bit, the edge of this card up to the edge of the card, and then you just stick it down, and then you have, so when it stands, you've got a different sort of shape. So then I'm going to get the topper, which says Season's Greetings, and just stick that halfway, you know, some of it on the red. So yes, I'm really pleased she showed me this technique. She showed me a technique for stamping out cards, so I hope to do that one week on a video. I'm not sure when it's going to be because I've got other things prepped that I want to do before that, but it is on my list of things to do. So let's just fold that down, and that is your Z fold card. One lady, I can't think of her name now, but it's somebody I've subscribed to, might have been, it was either Crafty Crab or Vicky Mouse. They did a Z card, but they did it as a pop-up and it was really fun. So yeah, so that's that one. Then more out of this sheet. So I had some more of that paper left over from what I cut off, and I thought I'd just make a little square card, and the insert again, and this one says with love at Christmas. The other one said celebrate the festive season, but even though they've got a pattern in it, it's so pale, so you can actually write on it. I just think Hunky Dory is probably one of my favourite companies. I love indigo blue. I like some of the Crafter's Companion stuff. But yeah, I am a big Hunky Dory fan, like with card making kits. I'm just going to put my insert in. All these ones with the inserts are going to be for my own use, because I think if I'm selling a card with an insert in, then it's more work for me, because then I've got to put a message on the back, and you know, so it's just more work, and I don't really get the money back from it. So I've got a scrap bit of that Miri card left over from that, so I think I'm going to put that down there. Oh sorry, because I've got my phone on for the timer, of course my messages have come through or any text, so I apologise for that if it does go off again. It's difficult. I need it for the timer because I actually haven't got a separate timer, because the one on the cooker doesn't work very great. Let's just pop that down about there. And then I want my fine liner tape for that bit. Let's put that down the middle there. Yeah, so I try and use up all my scraps, and as I'm trying to make this go as far as possible, so if there are any bits left over, I either use it on a Christmas tag, and I hope to do that for a video someone as well. So it's all these things I'd like to do, but it's just finding the time. So yeah, on this sheet it had some border strips, so I thought I would just add that down there just to give a little bit of detail. And if you all know me by now, you know these bits won't get wasted. They'll be Nicky bits. So they'll go to the side of me. And then I've got that topper there. So it's got like Mr. and Mrs. Santa's washing in some little bunnies and kitty cats. It's so cute. So that's going to go there. But I think I'm going to use... Actually, let's use the bigger foam tape. Otherwise we'll be all day there with that one. Put this on with foam tape. Scissors. See, I'm being good. I normally tear this tape, but I'm actually being good this time and cutting it. Off you come. Why is it when I'm on camera doing a video, things don't go how they long ago. Somebody said I'm really quick at peeling tape off, but I think it's the tape I buy. I've mentioned it a few times. It's from Me Flower. So it's MEI Flower, all one word. They sell them individually, but I buy them in a job lot of 30, and they peel off really easy. So if you are looking for tape at a good value, then do that, because it works out just like pence per roll. So that is going to go there. Then I've got my little ho-ho message, which I'm going to put on my foam tape. I do. I hate these little squares. Horrible. Get stuck at my nail. So that can go there. So I've got that little square one. And then from the card that I used inside the other one, I've just folded it in half. Let's just score it because it keeps popping up. Burnish it rather. And just folded it in half and done a different shaped card. So of course I will need to make envelopes for them. Then even though these inserts, because this is left over from that other one, because you get one side with the writing and then a blank side. But even though, you know, you can cut them down to any size, even though they're like A4, so A5 in half, you can cut them down to size, you know, or put over one of your dies and cut it out to be a shape inside your card. So don't just think, oh God, it's that size so I can't use it, because that's how I used to think. And then sometimes I've used like one of my dies to cut it out and done a fancy shape inside. So that's the inside of that. Then I've got some green Miri card left from my stash. This isn't a hunky-dory card. It's probably one I got from Hobbycraft or the range years ago. And I'm just going to stick that in the middle of my card. Now I've got a bag of Miri card scraps. I'm getting really bad because where I've joined in this My Year thing, and they do different things with scraps, it's made me keep things even more. And I've joined some junk journal Facebook groups, so I'm holding on to so much stuff now. It's like, oh, I'll keep that just in case that needs to come up in a future project or something. So I've got all these little jars and plastic tubs with just loads of little bits, but I don't mind. And then I've got 3 little square toppers, so that's the bunny one. Then there's birdies in a basket, a couple of little kitty cats, and then my sentiment, which says, from our home to yours this Christmas. So that's that one, and then that's got little birds and bunnies on. So I think I'm going to put these on with foam pads. And another tip I learned from watching, probably Creating Craft or something, is when you've got 3 toppers like this, it's best to do actually I'm going to put that to one side because I'm going to have the birds in the middle, I think. To do your end toppers first, then your middle one, and then you get your spacing a bit better then. Doesn't always work out for me, but most of the time it does look a bit better when I have done it. I don't always remember that. Like I said, I know the tips, I know the little tricks, but then I don't remember. If you're not going to stick properly, you can just go in the bin, all right? And please don't tell me I'm the only person that talks to their craft stuff like that when it's not behaving. Oh dear, I need another painkiller. I think my head is... I'm suffering with my sinuses today. It's partly hay fever, and even though it's a damp day, but it's muggy. And this was my own fault. I've forgotten to take my nasal stuff, so I'm actually suffering with a bit of sinus pain and a bit of a headache, which isn't my fault. So yeah, I need another painkiller. I can tell I'm getting a bit, you know, it's just starting to affect my brain. Oh dear. And then I just lack of sleep as well. I don't know what planet I'm on. You'd think when you've got a headache and you close your eyes, it would help take away the pain. No, last night I closed my eyes and it seemed to make the pain 10 times worse. So it took me ages to get off to sleep. I'd taken a painkiller, which meant I couldn't have a sleeping tablet because the two together aren't good for me. So yes, not the best of night's sleep. So I am suffering today, but never mind. That can go in the middle there. And then I've got my message, which is going to go down there, but I'm going to do that flat. Missed the bin, but never mind. Right, let's just have a look at my timer and see if I've got time to do another card. You might not want to see me do another card. Oh yeah, I've got 7 minutes. So this is one of the cards I've prepped like for another week, but I'll do it now because I've got time. But I'll just do this one because I'm sure by now you're fed up of watching me do my cards. Right. So it's I think I showed last week, these are the tops of like baking tins. They are clean because I actually bought them for another craft project, but it didn't quite work out. And then I've got this paper doily, and I'm just going to get my, my pad that I use for colouring and just give it a tinge of colour. I've already coloured this one in. It's a wild rose stamp that I've had for ages. In fact, I won it in a blog competition when I used to do blogs. So yeah, I just coloured that in, and that's coloured in. He's coloured in with, what's he coloured in? A mixture of Spectrum Noirs and Pro markers, and then the hat and the ball are coloured in with Copics. So you can mix and match. So I'm just going to get this one. So I'm using the chisel tip, and I'm using my Copic because that goes in with that, just to give it a bit of colour. And it is BG01 if you've got Copics. I just want to have a bit of colour. And then I've had a thought, I think what I might do is use my Spectrum Noir sparkle glitter pen, whatever they call it. And just give it a little bit of sparkle, I think. But I know it dries quickly, so at least that's something. Or I can speed up the drying with my heat gun because I'm not very patient at waiting. So I just coloured that in. Make sure I've got the lid on. And then he will eventually go on there. But I think now what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to go around the edge of him to make him pop some more. So let me just get my black. So that's the Copic 100. So it's black 100 because they do another black. But I can't remember what it is. It might be like True Black or something like that. So I'm just going around the edge, just so it will pop on my on that thing that I just coloured in, because it got a bit lost on there, I think. Right, so that's him done. So let's put him to one side. Put that back in there. And let's just get my sparkle pen, and so I'm just going to go all over this with my sparkle pen, just to give it a little something, because after all it is a Christmas card. I'm not going to worry if I miss some bits or anything like that. I just want a tinge of sparkle on it, which unfortunately I don't think the camera's going to pick up on. Is not anything actually coming out of that? Normally I squeeze it and then I end up with a whole load. I don't think anything's come out. It's a new one, but it's not. Playing ball. Yeah, I can hear liquid in there, but it's not. It's been rather naughty. Sorry about this, but it's just, like I said, everything today we've been on camera is not. Maybe it has run out then. Oh no, stuff says coming out. I just couldn't see it very well. So I might just go over a bit more just to make sure. Right, so I think that's okay. Let's just move that. Give this a bit of a blast with the heat gun. Like that I do. And then where's my card base? So that's my card base. Yes, it has just given it a tiny bit of sparkle, but it's, I don't know if it's going to show up. I'll give it a go. So that is just going to go on there. But I'm only going to put tape in the middle because to try and glue the other bits is a bit of a pain. And with the luck I'm having at the moment on camera, I'm not going to try getting wet glue and doing it because it could be a bit of a glue gate. So let's just pop up there. And I've got him to go there. And I will have to get a message because I didn't think of that for this one because this wasn't quite planned to do on this week's video. Get off. Not meant to be sticking to me, meant to stick to the paper. Naughty, naughty foam pads. Told you I'm in a funny mood today. Oh dear. Oh well, at least we're having a giggle, I hope. It's quite sweet because somebody else said that I make them chuckle as well as somebody else that I also watch as well as them. You know, we both watch the same person, so at least I'm not the only person that makes somebody giggle, but just need a giggle in this world really. Right, so that is going, I might put him to one side because I'm going to find a little message to pop on there. That's it. Let's just have a little rummage in my books. Just trying to see if I've got anything. There we are, I do. And with the Hunky Dory kits, you get quite a lot of, quite a lot of the extra messages, so I keep them. Even though that's got gold on it and I'm putting it with a silver thing, I'm not going to worry. So that can go on there with these as well. That can go there, and we've got that one. So let me just move that out the way and then I'll just refresh over what I've done. So, so I've still got a little bit of time. So I've done that one. We did that one. We did that one, and then we did the Z one. So thank you very much for watching. See you all soon. Take care. Bye.